Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am Jared Wynn, here presenting a presentation by the DailyDot, an AMA with Arena Online, and Alan Hubbard, CEO of Arena Online, as you might imagine. Alan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
I'm happy to have you here. To explain Arena Online, we're going to actually cut to a nice little video to give you an idea of what this is all about, with our friend Ian Barker narrating.
Professional esports competitors enjoy the enviable privilege of playing our favorite video games for a living. They also face the unenviable task of thanklessly grinding their way to the top of the ladder as they wait for their big break. Larger games like League of Legends have developed burgeoning amateur scenes that help to bridge the gap, but aspiring players still face countless hours of unpaid play before even an offer of a paycheck. Arena Online is a competitive platform attempting to bridge that gap by creating a tournament system that allows amateur players to vie for cash and prizes. The platform uses an automated system for coordinating matches in pre-made tournaments and connecting individual players to teammates based on skill level. Players then develop their skill at each role, raising their rank and analyzing detailed stats to facilitate improvement. With a range of rewards as well as heightened visibility for rising talent, could Arena Online's new platform become the surrogate farm team system for League of Legends? Will it even make a dent in the amateur ecosystem? For now, it's up to the team at Arena Online and the thousands of aspiring professionals to decide.
Thanks, Ian. You forgot a button, but I appreciate the effort there. We do like the program. Now, Alan, Arena Online, here to explain this stuff to us. Now, I have some questions for you from the public, the glorious general public who provided through Reddit an AMA style of a question roundup for you. Ready for that? Are you prepared? Do you feel good?
Yeah, I feel good. Let's do it. I'm ready to rock and roll.
You look good. Yeah, you look strong. You look ready to go.
Yeah.
All right, Alan, you ready? The questions are ready. Let's get the first one on the board. Can I get a quick overview of what Arena Online is and how you guys are helping the community from Tom's So to?
That's a great question, actually. We are kind of the new kids on the block. We kind of think of ourselves as a holistic esports organization. If you think about the team that we just partnered with, formerly Team Dragon Knights, rebranding them to Team Arena Online, we feel the need to have a presence in the highest level of gameplay with the LCS Challenger Series. And then our stats website that we just released, which we want to provide statistics and analytical tools that players aren't able to get anywhere else to educate themselves, to improve, and then ultimately the online tournament platform. So we see that there's a big need for amateur tournament presence, for players of all skill levels to be able to compete and kind of have that LCS type experience for themselves.
You talk about stats not available anywhere else. Can you give me an example of that?
Yeah, so one of the things that we do is stats by each position in League of Legends. So I'm going to go ahead and name somebody. There's a summoner called AnnieBot, and he plays Annie all over the place, right? So, but what we can do is we can tell if Annie is in mid or support or AD carry or top, and we actually break down the statistics for each one of those roles that he plays Annie in. So he might be an excellent mid lane Annie and a support Annie, but he might not be that great Annie jungle, or AD carried Annie, which he actually does, sometimes. So you just don't really see that anywhere else where you can get that. So that's something that's kind of unique to what we do.
Can you give me an example of some of the stats you actually use as part of the database?
Some of the statistics?
Yeah.
I mean, so...
More than just KDA?
Yeah, KDA, so for example, let's say that you have a 55% win ratio, right? Well, in top lane, you might have a 40% win ratio, but your main role is 80 carries, so you have a 60 or 65% win ratio. So we're actually able to break that down, on a per lane basis. And it actually acts as a really great tool. So whenever you're going into a game, you can show this to your teammates and say, hey, I'm actually really good at AD carry. Not so much, at top lane or jungle or whatever the case may be. But, it's so we use win percentage, other statistics like kill participation, damage contribution, CS, average CS. And then we also have some really cool per minute stats. So we break down your goal per minute, your CS per minute, and your damage per minute, but then we also see how well you perform in the first 10 minutes in the game and in the first 20 minutes of the game. So it can kind of identify, how strong is your lane phase? Are you putting yourself in a position to snowball the game? And it also makes a very easy way for you to kind of identify where your weaknesses are. Maybe it's CS per minute or damage per minute or kill participation. And so you can kind of work on those things to improve and climb the ladder.
Now, we talk a lot about here the stats. That's not necessarily the main thrust of Arena Online. What is, talk about helping the community. What do you offer to them? What space does Arena Online fill? What's the main purpose of Arena Online in terms of the amateurs competing and what they can get out of it?
Yeah, so, our flagship product is going to be the tournament platform, which is slated for beta in late November.
Okay.
So the idea behind it is to, we have all these esports enthusiasts, right? And they watch esports, they play League of Legends or other esport games, but it's relatively difficult to find a tournament for them to compete in. Even somebody like myself, I don't get to play as much League of Legends as I used to, but on the weekend or something, if I get the itch, I want to be able to go and compete. So finding a place that's easy to enter a tournament, it's easy, it's convenient. The tournaments themselves are seamless. There's very little interaction from the user other than just actually competing in the game. So we feel that there's a huge need for that, and we feel that players, the weekend warrior guys, and all the way up to the aspiring pros, we can actually create that tournament ecosystem for them to get in there and sharpen their skills in real competitive environments.
I'll ask you one more thing about this before we move on, just because we're kind of establishing the framework here
Sure.
of what you're doing. How easy is it for a player to get involved in the process?
It's very simple. You just create an account. In fact, you can go do that right now if you go to lol.arenaonline.com, and you can create an account and sign up for beta right now. And then the next step will be verifying your summoner account, and then we're able to determine what your skill rating is. We have kind of our own proprietary way to figure out how good you really are. And then we take that and we use that as a mechanism to pair you with other players into teams. So you're able to join a tournament by yourself. You don't have to have a pre-made team. You don't have to have friends. If you want to compete at 2 a.m., you can do that. So for the player, it's very easy to jump into a tournament.
Yes, if you have no friends, you're still good here. we have open arms for you at Arena Online, right?
Yeah,
That's
right.
your motto?
Yeah,
Arena Online for those with no friends. And those with friends, I'm sure.
Yeah, with friends too.
Let's not sell you short. Yeah,
yeah.
you're good with friends, I'm sure. That's okay. No.
Yeah.
One more question, I think. Well, not just one more question, but we have another question here. Let's see it on the big board. Since you guys are starting in the Challenger Series, you have a team Arena Online. Which Challenger Series team are you the most excited to face in the next split? You see the teams there: Enemy Esports, Imagine, yourselves, Cloud9 Tempest. Who are you looking forward to facing down? Go ahead and talk some shit for us.
Yeah, we're actually really excited about our team. We think that they're very well positioned to do really well in the Challenger Series. But we think that this Challenger Series is going to be actually pretty competitive. We feel that the last split was pretty competitive, but we feel that as esports grows and becomes more mature, these feeder leagues like the Challenger Series, they're starting to become competitive in themselves. If you look at Cloud9 Tempest, we're really excited about them. They just got Keith McBrief. So congratulations, to you guys for getting him. I think he's top of the Challenger Series ladder right now. And then, Enemy Esports, they obviously had a presence in the LCS last split. So we're particularly excited about those teams, and then excited to see, some of these other teams that will be, qualifying for the Challenger Series next split. So
Yeah, I've heard C9 Tempest might have a pretty good jungler, actually, someone with some reputation behind him. I can't remember his name.
It's is it Shrimp? I can't remember.
It's leave it to the mystery for the viewers.
Yeah. We'll let the
figure it out.
streamers.
Yeah,
So
pretty good. I think he's pretty good. One more question now. Let's get the next one up there on the big board. How did you convince Ninja to stay with Team Arena Online, and how is the team doing currently?
So it's really interesting, with Ninja. He really likes the way that we run our team, and I think that it really came, the decision came down to that, and the chemistry that he has with Ninja and Kez, and he really sees, our long-term vision and our goals and objectives with the team. We don't plan to, keep Team Arena Online a challenger team. We want to go to the LCS. We want to be, a top team in the LCS and vie for a spot in Worlds even.
It'd be a strange plan if you did want to keep him in the challenger series.
Yeah, so it obviously goes without saying, right? But, just the pieces that we're surrounding Ninja with, obviously 2 of those we haven't announced yet. But we feel that those are, some reasons why he wanted to stay with us.
Yeah, we'll find out how that works out for him and for you. I think Ninja's a pretty solid player. Could work out well.
I think so.
Yeah. Next question. Let's see what it is on the big board. How does automatic payout work? I know a lot of people probably have concern about delayed payments, not getting paid at all, etc., from rapid casting.
Yeah, this is actually a great question. If you go to other tournaments right now, it's kind of your traditional, hey, we'll send you a check.
It's in the mail?
Yeah, it's in the mail,
Right.
Wait 4 to 8 weeks.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, and it takes a long time to get paid, right? And that can be really frustrating and deter from the user experience. So we actually are automating that process. So you don't have to wait to get paid. The way that it works is once a tournament ends, if you win some money, then that money is automatically deposited into your Arena Online account. And then you can take that money and make a withdrawal request. So if you're using PayPal, if you want to hook it up directly to your bank through like an ACH transaction, Skrill, we have these different payment gateways that we'll have, and so you can just make that withdrawal request, and then however long it takes for your bank to process it, typically 2 to 3 days is how long you'd have to wait.
So really the only wait is up to the bank or the service you use to have the money withdrawn to your account?
That's right. Yep. Okay. So, and we're not like, a lot of tournaments, they have these tournaments and then they try to raise the money to fund the tournaments. Well, we don't do it. We're already funded, so we can go ahead and support the tournaments with the cash. So so we're able to, make these payouts, rapid and automated.
Are the prizes listed guaranteed?
They are guaranteed prizes, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's good to know.
Yes.
Especially for the players, I'm sure.
It is.
It's especially good to know. Let's see what the next question is on the big board. We have it here for us. Apart from your $1 million amateur tournament circuit, are there any individual or small tournaments I can participate in? What are the size of these? How would these be broken down? From the Angry Honey Badger.
This is a great question, Honey Badger.
Great
angry,
name too.
Angry Honey Badger.
You better not have a wrong answer yet.
Yeah, right.
He's already pissed.
He might come after me, and we don't want that to happen. So
No.
I'm going to try to answer that the best I can.
Do you know what honey badgers do to you when they get up close to you and they're pissed like that?
I don't know. Pee on you?
Just answer the question.
Okay. That's a great question. Obviously we're trying to build almost kind of like a pseudo LCS for players of all skill levels. So the amateur circuit, and that includes our invitational tournaments that's part of the $1 million series. But what we also have are our tournaments that we run on a daily basis. So. Some of those tournaments are free to enter and easy to participate in. Some of them are pay to enter, and you can compete for cash right away. So while you're competing in these tournaments, you're actually earning this thing called qualifier points. So qualifier points allows you to climb the ladder. You can get invited into free cash tournaments, such as our weekly invitational, our monthly invitational, possibly even our tournament of champions that pays out $250,000. But at the lowest level, at the ground level, we have tournaments every single day. We also have, these tournaments called on-demand tournaments. And the way that this works is these tournaments are not scheduled. You can just join this tournament anytime, day or night. And it operates a lot like solo queue in League of Legends. So if you just think about, hey, I'm going to join a normal game or a ranked game, and you enter the queue, and then you just wait 30 seconds and it spawns a game, those mechanics are pretty close to the same, except we spawn off a tournament. with you and, depending on however many other teams, that say it's like an 8-team tournament, 8-team single elimination, that would be 40 players. So once you get 40 players of similar skill level, then it spawns off that tournament, and then you're rolling.
Now, free players are eligible to win prize money from their first events. Is that true?
Yeah. So the first event. I'm sorry. Can you?
When they first, like a free player can enter without paying for the service and still win prize money.
Yes.
Okay.
That's definitely yes. So the way that it works is.
Let's explain that structure in a little more detail.
Yeah. So some of our free tournaments will offer cash, and then the majority of them will not, but they'll offer you a way to earn a lot of cash.
So a free event gives you a pathway towards a free event that does have a prize pool.
Yes, and we also do have free events that will offer cash.
Okay, is that like special events?
Yeah, those would be more special events.
Okay.
Or if we have some sponsors or something like that. So it just all depends on what kind of special or promotion or series of tournaments that we have going on at that time. But there's definitely a free avenue for players that don't want to risk their money for them to compete and potentially climb their way all the way to the top and have a piece of the big prize.
Is the ranking system similar to ranked in League of Legends, where you work your way up through winning games and you get more points you have, the better tournaments you can go into? Is that kind of how it works?
So we actually we break our tournaments down into tiers. So let's say you go into an invitational tournament. So if the highest tier pays out the highest amount of money. So if you're, we want to encourage players to compete and try to climb the ladder, right? So competing, winning, you're going to naturally climb the ladder doing it that way, and then hopefully you can qualify for the highest tier and compete for the largest prize pool. We also have open division tournaments that are just open to anybody. So, but we're always bent on balancing all the teams. So even in an open division, that you might have a challenger tier player and a silver tier player on the same team, but because the goal is to balance every team in that tournament, so every team has a fair chance to try to win that tournament.
And we talk about money being up for grabs. This is somewhat tangential to the question, but do you have any system in place, or have you thought about a system where you could handle players who harass or grief or troll their teams and their teammates?
Yes, we have thought about that. So what we're going to have is after the game, we'll have a peer kind of management system. So if you think of the tribunal for League of Legends, we'll have something that's kind of similar to that, to where players can report other players for being toxic, or if they suspect them of cheating or smurfing, things like that. And then we also have our own in-house checks and balances that to manage stuff like that. So
sounds good. Well, I think we have another question to ask of you.
Yep.
From our Reddit following. Aside from cash prizes, as you've mentioned, what are the other prizes that are winnable, also from the Angry Honey Badger? So still, stay on your guard.
Yeah, right.
A good, positive answer to the Honey Badger.
I'll let they get some shin guards here. So that's a great question. You can win Riot points. You can win digital rewards. You can win gear. You can win trips. There's some other really cool things. We haven't really officially announced anything. There's some things in the works, but some of the things that we can offer that are really unique is spending a day with the team. Team Arena Online. Stuff like that. Some really cool, unique experiences that you can also win. So. And then we also have digital rewards that you can win. So we actually have this really cool digital trophy case, and these trophies are actually they look pretty awesome. So you can kind of build your own trophy case, and you can kind of show it off to your friends. And so for example, if you win the Tournament of Champions, there's obviously only one of those trophies. And then we also have other cool digital rewards. So,
but Alan, you mentioned users with no friends. If you have no friends, who do you show your trophies to?
Your teammates, obviously.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
And your opponents.
Your new friends you've made through Arena Online.
Exactly.
See, I gave you a better answer there.
And especially if you're like, hey, check out my Tournament of Champions trophy. Guess what? You have 4 new friends.
You do, yeah, because they only want to be friends with you to latch onto your success.
Exactly.
That's how good friends are made, actually.
Yep.
Is showing your success and having them latch onto it.
Yeah, it's like a barnacle.
Great advice from our broadcast here. Now, one more question. Let's see it. Let's see the next question. I'm excited about it. I really am. What is your revenue model? in full detail with nothing taken out.
Okay. Well, I think that we would be here all night long if I actually went through all the details. But
Okay.
at a very high level, some of the things that we do is advertising space on our website, on our tournament platform is obviously a big part of our revenue model. So all you guys out there that want to run ad blocker, if you take that down, that allows us to put more money into our tournurnaments. So,
Or
but
at least whitelist you. I guess they could also do that. Yeah.
I'm sorry to say.
Whitelist you.
Whitelist it. Say, hey, ad blocker for every site except for Arena Online. That would be pretty cool.
Okay, that's cool with you.
Yeah, we'd be okay with that. But those ads do fuel our tournament prize pool. So we would, and we'll continue to educate people on that. But so that's one of those. Sponsorships, another one. And then we take a small percentage of the tournament entry, so anywhere between 5 and 10%, just depending on how expensive it is to buy into that paid tournament. But for example, if you take a $3 tournament and then we add 10% on top of that, so it'd be $3.30. We would take the 30 cents, and then that's how we're able to add more money to the prize pool as well. So,
are you working directly with Riot?
Well, we don't really have an official partnership with them. We work with their open API. We work with their business development managers, things like that. So, but we don't have an official partnership with them.
Okay, good. just joking, of course. Next question. Let's see it on the big screen. Are all of your tournaments for individuals who are then auto-paired with into teams, or will there be tournaments for pre-made teams as well from Gontex, or perhaps GauntEX, or Jontex?
It could be Jontex.
Okay, yeah, I'm good with these names, by the way.
Yeah, you are.
So, teams, individuals, friends, no friends, how's it work out?
Yeah, so initially we're going to take the no friends approach. Our focus is to make tournaments as easily accessible as possible. So if you're an individual, being able to join into a tournament, being paired with your teammates, that's our initial focus. That's what we're going to be doing for beta, and probably for the first few months or so that we're live with with the full platform. But we do recognize that pre-made teams, even the bronze level pre-made teams all the way to the challenger tier, pre-made teams, they all want to be able to compete with their friends and their so we recognize that, and we're going to build leagues for that. So we even want to facilitate a premier league for challenger teams that are aspiring to get into the NACS or the LCS as a way for them to sharpen their skills and compete with a lot on the line, and almost kind of simulate what that experience would be like for them, so they can come in and be more prepared for the NACS.
Could be good practice for Team Arena Online. Actually,
yeah, absolutely.
Could create a practice environment for your own team.
Yep.
It all comes full circle. Also, prizes for team events. Maybe they could have like a full 5-on-5 dinner with the Team Arena Online players.
That would be that's a cool idea.
Pick out candlelight dinner with each player, like you by lane. So the mid laner gets candlelight dinner with the mid laner for Team Arena Online.
Candlelight dinner?
I'm giving you great ideas here.
Or spaghetti's kind of like Lady and the Tramp kind of thing.
I mean, you could say that. I guess.
Well, you said candlelight.
I did. That doesn't necessitate that kind of thing, but hey, that's cool. I was thinking more of like a nice spritzy lunch. Anyway, next question. Let's go ahead and see it.
Candlelight lunch. That's interesting.
Right. Do you have a set roster yet for the League of Legends team? That's Team Arena Online. We know Ninja's there. Who else? Alan, who else is there?
Yeah, so we're keeping Seraph for the top lane, and we're also keeping Kez in the jungle. We can't announce who our AD carry and our support is, but we have a pretty good idea who we think those players are going to be. So once we get everything kind of buttoned up and finalized, then we'll be able to make those announcements. We are really excited about making that announcement. We feel that Team Arena Online is going to be extremely competitive, and we like our chances to get into the LCS. So it's going to be fun when we announce that.
Just going to throw out a rumor here. Rumor I heard. Don't have to confirm or deny. You can like wink or stick your tongue out, like whatever you want to do. Twitch your ear. Is it Double F and Afromoo?
I can deny that.
Okay.
Yes, I can deny that.
Sorry about that, folks. So, I tried to get you on that one. What's the next question? Looking for any analysts from Fiku Fuku, underscore Fiku.
So
like the
we handle the business side of Arena Online. That would actually be a question for Chris Shim, who kind of handles the personnel. He handles the gaming house, those kind of decisions. So I'm more than happy to take that and forward it over to him, and then he can make that decision. But we handle more of the marketing, sponsorships.
Yeah, just let him know Fiku asked. And
Yes, I'll let him know.
I'll take it from there.
He probably knows who Fiku is.
I know who he is.
Yeah.
He asks great questions.
He does. Great questions.
That's all you got to know. Next question. Sadly not from Fiku. That sucks. Has the gaming house been settled in yet? From Zilla?
I would go with Zilla.
Sure. You would.
Yes, it has. So they're boot camping in Korea. They just got settled in last week, actually. I think they're still kind of moving in some things, but they're all in the gaming house, and they're ready to rock and roll.
In Korea?
In Korea.
They're going to stay there?
They'll be there for the next couple of months.
Okay.
In preparation for the NACS.
Getting some good Korean practice in over there?
Oh, yeah.
I've heard a rumor that the Korean teams charge you money for each scrim, which is, I don't think, actually true. But I heard that rumor, so I'm going to bring it up on the show live.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a rumor.
Yeah, it is a rumor. You can confirm that?
I can confirm that that there's a 99% probability that it's a rumor.
I didn't ask you for probabilities, Alan, but that's okay. I appreciate the effort there. Next question. Let's see it.
I'm not a minimalist.
Will there be a live stream of your tournaments, perhaps even the biggest one? I'm throwing that out myself from Abruz9.
Yes, obviously. I mean, we're going to be streaming. We'll be streaming premier tournaments, I mean that's going to be a big part of our tournament platform is the whole social aspect of things. So we're really excited to roll that out. We're gonna be featuring tournaments every day. And we'll do play-by-play casting, for select tournaments that we pick out. And there's an opportunity if you're just in a regular tournament and you're competing. There's a chance that we pick it up and we cast it, and we can analyze and critique that. And those players will be put in the limelight, and people will be watching. So
then we can all see them fail or flash over the wall.
Yes, exactly.
Congratulations on your.
But
spotlight.
that happens in the LCS. I actually
does.
watched it happen in Worlds last week.
It did happen there.
Yeah.
So they're just like you, folks. Of course, they're playing for Worlds, and you're playing in solo queue. But it's reasonably close enough.
Well, now they're playing in arena tournaments. So
there you go.
There's a little bit on the line.
Stakes have been raised exactly on stream. In fact, in that case,
So there's probably going to be more flashes into walls than usual because I'm nervous.
That's a good selling point for any stream. Actually, let's check out all these flashes into walls. Terrible summoner spell usage. You mentioned, I think, a big dollar amount for a big main event. What was that?
Yeah. So that's a Tournament of Champions. So that's our big event at the end of the year. We're going to be offering $250,000 in cash prize for that. This is open to anybody. So if you're, a bronze guy or if you're a challenger player, then you have an opportunity to get a piece of that.
How does one go about getting a piece?
Yeah, so you have to be active on a tournament platform. You're going to have to earn qualifier points, do well in tournaments. So if I were to walk you through, I guess like a scenario, let's say that you're just, a player that competes in these, on-demand tournaments or daily events, you earn enough qualifier points to get into a weekly invitational. Or we also have these other tournaments called last chance qualifiers. So let's say we have a monthly championship and you're not yet qualified for it. Well, we're going to give you one last ditch effort, to try to get in and get into that monthly championship. So we have these last chance qualifiers, and the winning team of the last chance qualifiers, those players get invited into that monthly championship. So, and then if you do well, then that'll get you up into the quarterly championships. And then if you keep doing well, then that'll get you into the Tournament of Champions. So being at the top of the qualifier point leaderboard, doing well in monthly championships and quarterly championships, or winning like a last chance qualifier, those are ways that you can get into the Tournament of Champions.
Is it possible we're going to see some LCS teams and players decide to duck their heads in last chance qualifiers and do
I
those
certainly
things?
hope not, because as far as I know, and I could be wrong, but as far as I know, that would actually be against their contractual
good
obligations.
catch there. You're too quick for me, Alan, as far as you know. Unless I've gotten you without you noticing already in the show. I can watch the replay for that. Next question, let's see it. Do you plan on expanding into esports games beyond League of Legends in the future? From Ryan D25 or Ryan25, as you prefer. Other games besides League?
Yeah, absolutely. League is the game that we're going to market with, but we see this as a esports in general kind of play for us. So there's other games that we would like to incorporate, such as Dota. Obviously some Blizzard games like Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Counter-Strike, Global Offensive. Those are all games that we would be really high on adding to our platform.
Command and Conquer Red Sun.
Yeah, absolutely. We can throw it back.
Yeah, you should, I think. Yeah, I think you should. Just throw it out
that was
there.
actually one of my favorite games when I was like 14 or 15.
Well, there you go. It's a good
Yeah.
candidate, I think.
Yeah.
You can make these decisions, right? It's up to you.
I can. Yep.
Well,
but it also takes the cooperation of the publisher as well. So
which I'm sure you can strong arm. So, next question. Oh, boy. To all Team Arena Online players, do you think you gained new experience playing in the LCS under TDK? And to Ninja, how was your impression about the North American mid laners? Unfortunately, Ninja is not joining us in the studio. He's here in spirit, I know.
Yep.
He came with you in spirit in your backpack. I saw it. It's kind of a weird thing, actually, but
Yeah.
we won't go further into that. So what would the players say, do you think? What do you know about their
yeah, I can't. These are my words, not theirs. So I can't really speak for the team, but I can say that the players are really encouraged with how they performed going down the stretch in the LCS last split. Once the visa issues were resolved, the team got together and then they started practicing.
Once they had a team, you mean?
Yeah, once they had a team,
yes. Helps.
and then the last week, we actually kind of saw a glimpse of what they can be. I think that. Starting off 0-9, that kind of places, a certain weight and a certain stress on you that makes you play a little bit differently. And so they weren't able to really fully capitalize on their chemistry and skill. But once they were relegated, in that last week, they actually just started playing, and they started playing to win instead of playing to lose or not to lose. So we think that was a big difference in the attitude, and I think that showed. The players are very confident. They're very excited about the NACS. They're very excited about the potential of being in the LCS next year, next summer split, hopefully. And Ninja, I think the other question was how he feels he compares to the other mid laners
In North America.
Yeah, again, I can't really speak on behalf of Ninja, but I think that he feels that he can compete, with the top tier mid laners in the LCS.
So he thinks he's better than Bjergsen, basically.
No, I would not say that. I would.
Okay.
I would say that.
Did they put you on the spot there? I almost got you with that one, didn't
No.
I?
I was ready for that. I actually
Okay.
anticipated it.
But he is better than Incarnation.
I wouldn't say that either.
In your opinion.
In my opinion, I think Ninja is extremely talented.
Even more so than Incarnation and Pobelter.
I'm not going to fall for your traps.
Okay. Do you see this team following the Origin road and going all the way? Like they win Challenger Series, they go through the LCS, and they go to Worlds, and they make semifinals. Is that Team Arena Online's future?
I definitely see that as a possibility.
On the spot. You are on the spot right there.
Yep. I think that the talent that the team has, and the talent that we're bringing in, and I think that having another year of chemistry and working together, I think that the team can do really well and go far.
So if I were a betting man, you would assure me 100% that I could put money on that and it would happen. They would go to semis and Worlds next year. I'll take that as a yes. Now,
you wouldn't do very well in Vegas. I'm just saying that.
Vegas doesn't take these kinds of bets, I don't think. Nevada just banned some stuff related to that. Anyway, I will also ask you for a bold prediction here. Will you get off to a better start than the team did in the LCS?
I think so.
Better than 0-9?
Yes. I think we can.
Strong
bet on
words
that.
from Alan here of Team Arena Online and for Arena Online in
I
general,
mean, even if
actually.
they went 1-8, which I think they'll do better than that, but that's still better than 0-9.
What about another bold prediction? Better than 1-8.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm gonna check you back.
I would
on that.
I would actually say that they're probably once they get into the LCS, I would say they're probably in the top half of the LCS.
Of the LCS teams, even.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's more the boldness I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Which means Ninja must be better than like Pobelter, because if they're in the top half of the LCS, I think that's probably a requirement, right?
I don't really look at it as individual skill. I look at it as
okay.
how do they work? How well do they work together?
Yeah.
The team chemistry. How well do they team fight?
So the team as a whole is better than CLG. That's what you're saying. Next question. Is Arena Online only available in North America? Simple, to the point,
Yep.
effective.
So we're going to be going to beta in North America. So apologize to all the other fans across the globe. But this will allow us to kind of make sure that everything is operating smoothly at a smaller scale, and be able to deliver on the quality and performance that we want to. But we feel that, a couple of months in after we release, go into open beta, we'll be able to start expanding into the other regions, Europe, Korea, China, Brazil, Australia, so we definitely plan to have a global presence.
It's pretty thorough, the regions. Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds good to me. Next question. Do we have another one, actually? That's it. I've just been told by our senior producer that is it for the questions. Well, Alan, you were fantastic on answering these questions. I'm sure the fans are happy to see their questions answered. I was happy to have you answering them here on the set.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
I'm looking forward to seeing how Arena Online works out and to see how Team Arena Online works out. I predict, actually, I'm going to go on record here, better than the LCS record.
Yeah.
Yeah, better than 0-9 to start.
Are they a playoff team?
In the Challenger Series?
No, in the LCS.
In the LCS, right now. I mean,
Yeah. Obviously you don't know
who your bottom lane is.
Yeah.
I can't tell you that.
Okay.
See? Yeah.
So I try to throw you on the
If
spot.
you told me who your bottom lane was live on the show, then I could tell you. That was just some whispering. I didn't hear any names there. If you told me it was Double F and Alphamu, then I could give you a prediction. But you didn't tell me that, so I can't do anything for you.
I can tell you that it's not them.
Okay, well that narrows it down pretty well.
It does.
Yeah, that narrows it down pretty well for me.
Yep.
Well,
And it's not Keith McBrief. We can tell you that as well.
very good. Okay,
Yeah.
that narrows it down even further. Wow, we're really getting down to a few names that could be left here.
Yep.
Well, I thank you again, Alan, for coming to the show. We appreciate having you here, and happy to have you answer some questions from the adoring public.
Thank
and
you
be sure
very
to tune in tomorrow night for the Smash Brothers AMA. We're talking a hungry box of Team Liquid. I'm excited for that. I know you are as well. If you missed part of the show, catch the VOD on YouTube at DailyDot Follow us and like us on Twitter and Facebook at .esports. And of course, DailyDot at twitch.tv. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.